Okay.
whatever we want. Since your phone is off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about what exactly, but we'll find out.
All right, so 8 minutes for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on.
That'll do.
How do I set this? Come on. Timer. I had a stopwatch, that's why. I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the technology guy still learns about technology. Oh, you don't need 8 hours, you need 8 minutes.
Ooh, and
That
like
would be
a
fun.
filibuster Kylego.
Oh my gosh. All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay. It is, let's say January. No, I don't want to go to a cold month. It's May next year. It's May 1990 or 1999. May 2019. And wow, so many things have happened that I just never could have planned for. And back in April, I just totally gave up plans and goals and all of that stuff, other than just what comes next. And because it was just obviously not for me to determine what the plan was going to be. The circles showed up, they told me what to do, I follow instructions, and that feels better than anything that I've accomplished on my own before. So there's this shift from being self-reliant, and that everything that society values about that self-reliance, it's like this really important thing, and that's very different from self-responsibility. So I shifted away from believing that I was totally reliant on me and started trusting and having faith that there was something outside of me that is way more reliable than I am, way more knowledgeable, more powerful, more energetic, more everything than I am. And that feels so much better than trying to rely on my limited knowledge, abilities, development, everything. So since choosing that, since making that shift, things have just magically unfolded. Of course, it's not magic. It's probably mathematically provable, but it feels magic compared to how most of the world operates, the way I always operated and followed those worldly rules. And so these circles were taking off. People loved them. People would come to me one by one. I would say, okay, I'm ready to do another circle for someone. And they would show up. And then they would share with someone else, and that someone else would come to me for the next one. And there was no big marketing push or social media, anything. You know, once in a while I share one because there was something really interesting that came through, and or the person is just having this amazing breakthrough and things changing in their lives. And that's when I'll share it and just sort of remind people that this is something that's available to them. And every time I would make one, something would come through. I would get these messages and I would just report them, and it would be something for them. And so I started to trust and notice more little messages that come through even when I'm not working on the circle. It started out being just during that time I was focused on this image, and that's when I would notice these messages come through. But now it's just a continuous flow when I want to open myself up that way. And that has made decision making very easy, and it's gone into what Scott and I have created together. We have these people who are interested in our unfolding of what we're doing because they feel an energy behind it and a collaborative spirit, and it just feels different than what is available elsewhere. And it's because Scott and I are unique selves, and that's what we share. And so of course it's different from everything else. And we're just opening up the possibility that everybody has access to this greater knowledge and this greater existence than just here in the physical body, self, weather, money, job. There's so much more out there to live in, and given the state of these societal systems these days, people are just like, oh, tell me please more, tell me how do I exit this when I need to, and find out what else, because there's no hope in these systems. I can't do it anymore. I need a real and expansive. I need to know that there's something loving out there. And a lot of times they don't even know that that's what they're feeling until they come across us, and it just like is like a neon sign pulsing in them. And so it's just grown gradually, and we've gotten really good at just letting it expand and letting it grow however it needs to, and directing people the way they need to be. Directing is maybe not the right word, just leading them, giving them the options and letting them do what they want with them. And we get together with a select group every couple of months, because we don't want it to get too big, because then the intimacy is gone, and then it's not souls sharing, it's just a seminar. And that seems to work really well for us and everybody on the call. And they just leave these calls and take off and do their own expanding thing. So yeah, we do our thing, and then they take off and do theirs.
Nice. How did that feel?
Yeah.
Good.
It felt specific. I don't know if it was, but that's how it felt.
Yeah. Let me supercharge this.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll do 2 minutes, which will go fast. So, oh, stop. Let's not do it. 3 minutes. I have to do that. Okay. All right. So it's May now of 2019. So Rita and I have been working together with just some great projects, and this whole idea that she's Well, it's almost like it's not necessarily wasn't even her idea. It's just these things that have come forth. And so more things are coming forward through both of us that we're teaching not only people to let go and meditate and get quiet, but also that there's something bigger out there that we can tap into, that we're part of this expansive universe, and even this whole idea of like things outside of ourselves are a lot more reliable than our own is, so we attract so many different groups with that. We attract a lot of folks who identify as Christian, which is awesome. And it's all kind of the same God, source, universe, just the names we put on it, but it isn't. We realize that it's not the names we put on it, but it's that tapping into it and just riding the river of this force that is bigger than us, that will bring us things that are bigger than we are, and to realize that we can unplug from all this achievement culture. That's a big thing that Rita and I have really been doing, and that she's kind of started because she has let these things come through, and through this manifestation of Rita's circles and through her getting quiet, and the circles kind of expand, and then all of a sudden our network expands. And so Rita has created these portals that allow God to come through, that allow the universe to speak to people in this quiet way that becomes sustainable for her and for me. And it becomes a sustainable force for others, that they don't feel overwhelmed, but they feel something profound. And Rita was the first person who really felt this, that it isn't about us thinking, it's about us feeling this feeling and making sure that we feel that. If we feel that there's a profoundness, that it's okay to not label it. It's okay to just feel it and let that propel you forward however it decides to. And you can feel this and like decide to, you may make a choice the next moment to do art, or you may make a choice to go back to something else. But it's her circles have evoked these feelings with people, and she has been letting them have permission to have whatever feelings that come through with these circles. And it's a lot better than saying that this is what you'll feel with this piece of art. It's like, this is an opening for all of your feelings and all of the universe to come through in whatever ways that it lets you feel that. And it's not for her to control. And that's been like the best model for her to explain to people about these circles. It's not for her to control, it's what is coming through.
Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was really conscious today of and I have been on the other ones, to not let my art background go into, I need to make this beautiful, to just let it be what it's going to be. I haven't come across somebody who just makes a murky circle or anything like that. I don't know why exactly, but yeah.
So funny. Oh my gosh.
Okay, well,
okay.
It's your turn.
I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but that's okay. And I love that. Let's just put it that way. All right, so we'll do 8 minutes. Start. Okay, so it's May of 2019, just in going with Rita's Kylego dates. And I've been in Iowa for a while. I love it. And it's been 2 years now since my moving out on my own and the divorce. And actually, like last year, this time, I'm reflecting on last year this time when I really just came to the realization that I really have survived a lot of stuff, and that I've kind of gone through stuff. And so I like this time of year, because when the seasons change in spring, I realize there's another year that I've gotten through, and that I look back, like I buy shoes in spring, and I can remember the time where I was in such a low self-esteem from things in the past, and just the point in my life where buying shoes was so stressful because I didn't have the money, not because I didn't earn it, but because I was supporting someone else so fully that I was denying myself, and then I didn't have money for shoes, and I'd have to ask them for money to buy shoes. Um, and so I realized these things, just these little echoes of memory that come through, but actually show me that I've kind of like really gotten through and survived some major stuff. And but I've kind of like just revolutionized and changed the me I am. And it was also last year this time where I kind of realized that all the things I'm going through have been going through at a time where like the concept of me coming alive came about. And so this whole year has like been like, what is Scott doing to come alive even more? And that has been great. And the idea that I can jump off of the hamster wheel, and that I have jumped off of the hamster wheel, and it shows up so well in the people I coach. It shows up in the people that I do websites for. It shows up in the people that I have conversations with. The idea of unplugging, of it's more than just carving your own path. It's about trust, and it's about really healing those places that are alive in some people, and just making sure that you're in touch with all of the things that make you come alive. If you're upset, you're alive. If you are happy, you're alive. If you're feeling crazy, zany, and a little on the roller coaster ride of life, you're alive. And just to let people know that that's the energy that they need to just embrace whatever they're going through. And to not give advice, but to ask questions that help them clarify for themselves what they're going through. Give a few advice only when you're asked, and say, this is what I went through, and so maybe this helps you. My story will help you. But it's been a really great year because I've let go so much, and I feel like the universe has like rewarded me with, an income. I can eat. I can do what I need to with whatever freedom I have. And I mean, I've never been a material person, so that's not there anyway. But but I don't have those struggles, and it's really great to feel like I don't have to struggle. And I think struggling was a mindset that I had all those years ago, that if I were struggling, I was helping. And I'm not struggling, but I'll struggle for real things like grief and death and loss and separation, but I won't struggle anymore for achievement, to gather success or leave a legacy or do whatever, those things that are so external. It's everything is intrinsic now. This brings me joy. This brings me connection. So I'm going to keep doing it. This brings me joy to let Rita's circles and meditation circles and all-knowing eyes come to the world. It brings me joy because I see people come alive. The community that we're building slowly, bit by bit, is growing, and it's not over a number. It's not because I want the numbers to rise to see dollar signs or anything like that. It's just this: I'm helping other people come alive, and Rita is helping other people come alive, and we're doing it in a way that is gently assisting folks to get quiet, gently assisting folks to really accept those parts of themselves where they can be open to those other aspects of the universe coming through, of God. I mean, I've profoundly grown my faith in God in some really wild and crazy, strange ways, and it's unexplainable, and I love it. And and it defies the whole paradigm of whatever, Christian, Buddhist, blah blah blah, all these little separation things that are out there. It's but it's like, that when those things are happening, that it's like the hand of God or the hand of the universe that is here, always here, just assisting you. And it can come through with a circle, of a portal, a seeing eye. It can come through with a connection or a conversation that you have with someone. And so I catch these moments, and it's great. So it's all just part of this coming alive, and I can burst in tears at a second, that I can laugh in a second, or I can have a crush in a second, or I can fall in love in a second, and it's all good. And people are amazed that I'm okay with it, which is all right. And they can be amazed if you want to, but it's just my life, and I'm okay with it. And I'm hoping to get more people onto that, to be okay with that coming alive, even if it's crazy and out of your box, but just to feel that if you enjoy this, and if you are impassioned and keeping every day doing what you love, then it's not work. I don't even feel like I work. It's I didn't work to get all of this. I played to get all of what I have, which is just freedom, and it just containers or a box or an RV or whatever to stay in and sleep in, and a warm bed. It's just because I played, and I stayed in that zone, and I didn't deny it. I didn't decide I had to go to a job to feel valuable, or I didn't have to do this to feel valuable. I let things come to me, and things did come to me because some people said they saw something, and they decided that this was intuitively right. And so who was I to argue? So, okay. So it's one of those, and Rita's been really helpful in helping me decide that, because I've seen her circles create marvelous, crazy change. And yeah.
Cool.
So.
Yeah. I said that earlier this week. Who am I to argue?
Yeah. It's nice to let go of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let go, and I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, right.
Good. Do you want to supercharge or comments?
Definitely.
Okay, here we go. 3 minutes.
Okay, so I've watched Scott come along or lead the way, whichever it is, on any given day in this journey of letting go and getting quiet and unplugging from all of the conditioning and stuff that is put on people for really no reason at all. And watching you come alive is just there's no words for it. It inspires people who knew you before, but they didn't even have to know you before. You just exude this aliveness, because just the same way a 2-year-old does, or a baby with their big bright eyes. It's just magnetic, and it's so fun to watch, because people will just come up to you the same way they will come up to a baby in a grocery store, and they'll just start talking to you as if you you're just an easy, welcoming presence. And people will tell you their things that they don't tell anyone in the frozen food section, and then they leave, and they feel lighter, and it's not like you have taken it on. It got left there to dissipate in the grocery store. And so you feel good about what you've just done, and they leave and tell other people what happened in the grocery store. And then it expands to the that you do that's really play. And those moments that are just spontaneous feed the moments that are more structured, with people who are intending to come and spend time with you. And you're having so much fun. And everything is so effortless. The money just flows. The people come. They're happy to hand over the currency that they have and want what you're doing to continue growing, and they want it for other people. So charging is just an easy thing. It's almost like a donation rather than a charge.